What's up, everybody? I'm Jonny Catanzano, IFBB Pro bodybuilder and fitness coach. I'm going to explain the landmine row exercise. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more content just like this. The landmine row is a rowing movement where one end of the barbell rests on the floor or anchored using a landmine, allowing you to row the bar in an arcing motion rather than straight up and down. There are many ways to row with this setup, and I'll go over each of them in this video. But the most basic and popular version is to actually straddle the bar and row it with both hands using a V-grip handle. To bodybuilders, this is called a T-bar row, and it's a great old school exercise for the back and the lat specifically. While it's very similar to the classic bent over barbell row, the landmine row has some major advantages. The arc that the bar travels allows you to keep a more upright torso, which is easier on the lower back. So it also means that the weight will be closer to your center of gravity, and it will allow you to even hold that rep at the top position while the muscle is fully shortened in the contracted position longer than you could with a normal barbell row. With one end of the bar fixed on the floor, the landmine, aka T-bar row, is also a much more stable movement than a conventional barbell or dumbbell row, and that allows you to lift heavier weights. So what muscles does the landmine row work? It works your lats, your traps, your rhomboids, rear delts, your biceps, forearms, and even your spinal erectors. Now, one other advantage of the landmine row is you'll actually be in an isometric hold with your hamstrings in that bent over position. So you'll even get a little bit of stimulation on your hamstrings. So the landmine row can be done in a couple different ways according to your goals. One option is to perform it with one arm at a time with your elbow close to your side. This can be done to emphasize more the lats over the upper back and middle back muscles. You can also do the single arm landmine row with your elbow pointing out at about a 60-degree angle. This is better for emphasizing the traps, the rhomboids, and your rear delts. To maximize stability, you can also do landmine rows with your hand and one knee on a bench, or even just a hand on the bench. This will allow you to use the greatest amount of weight and best isolate the back muscles that you really want to target. So one thing to keep in mind with the landmine is that the resistance curve, meaning as you're rowing this barbell towards your body, the resistance is actually going to get a little bit easier. In hypertrophy or a muscle building scenario, we really don't want that. We want that resistance to stay the same or maybe even get a little bit heavier. So to overcome this, you can simply attach a resistance band to the end of the barbell or the middle portion of the barbell and attach it to something on the ground like a heavy dumbbell. This will even out that resistance curve, which is going to be better for a muscle building scenario. All right, so now I'm going to go over the actual landmine row. We have the barbell here, and this is what's called the actual landmine. Now, if you don't have a landmine, that's completely okay. You can wedge the barbell in the corner of a rack or in the corner of the wall in the room. So for the landmine, we're gonna do the traditional T-bar row here for this demonstration, and this is what we use for the handle. We have your just basic cable row handle. For the plates, we recommend using smaller plates because that's going to give you a bigger range of motion, allow you to stretch and contract your muscles better than if you use the big 45-pound plates. Now, I know those look a lot cooler, and for your Instagram and your social media, you probably wanna use those, but for your muscles and your range of motion, use the smaller plates. All right, now when you go to perform the T-bar row, you're gonna simply straddle the bar, and we wanna place the handle towards this end of the bar where the load is. If you start to put the handle closer to where the actual landmine is or towards the wall, you're actually gonna lift that end of the bar up. We need to have all the load over on this end, so we need to have the handle over on this end. So when you go to approach the landmine, the easiest way to get into position is to do a simple hinge. Now, for those of you at home that don't know what a hinge is, that means we're gonna bend our knees, we're gonna shift our hips back towards the wall behind us, and we're gonna bring our chest just down just a little bit, and we're gonna be about at a 30 to 40, maybe 45-degree angle here. I always tell my clients, and you yourself at home, try adjusting these angles. Everybody's a little bit different. What I mean is adjust your angle of how high your chest is. This will affect the angle of your resistance and where it is lining up with your back, but for not all of us have great lower backs or great hips and can get into that perfect position like this quite yet. So play around with that angle just a little bit. Ideally, we want to be around 45, 40, or 35 degrees. So once you get into position, and the way that you're gonna know you're in the right position is that you're gonna feel very balanced and a good center of gravity. You're gonna feel about 50% of your weight over the balls of your feet and about 50% over your heels. Just imagine somebody in front of you were to go to push you, you're not gonna go flying backwards. Because if you're up here and somebody were to push me, I'm probably gonna go backwards. Or if you're way on your heels and you're sitting like this, or if you're too far over on your toes, you're probably gonna go backwards. So you wanna be nice and athletic from this position, and that's how you're gonna know you're at the right angle. Additionally, when you're doing the actual reps, make sure that you feel the majority of this exercise in your back muscles and not really in your hips, your knees, or your lumbar. So you're gonna get it down to position to where your chest is at that roughly 45-degree angle and your knees are slightly bent with your hips back. Now you're gonna have to get lower, of course, to get the bar, but you're gonna wanna start back in that position that you initially approached the bar in. So you have to get down a little lower to get set up. You're gonna keep your arms straight, so your knees are a little bit more flexed right now than we're going to do while we do the row. So all you're gonna do is start to stand up to where you feel a good center of gravity, to where you're staying in position. If the barbell's not pulling you forward, or maybe you're not sitting back too far, or the bar starts sliding. So from there, you're gonna start the exercise. Now the big thing here is to make sure to bring this barbell as close to your chest as possible, because this is when your lats are shortening. You need this muscle contraction to really take advantage of it. From there, you're then in a controlled manner, gonna control the weight down till your lats feel like they're fully stretched. You don't need to go way forward and round your back, but you're gonna wanna go until you feel your lats stretch back out, and then you're gonna repeat the motion. So a couple of cues that I like to think of while performing the landmine row is to really think about driving with your elbows rather than your hands, and driving those elbows back and actually slightly almost retracting your shoulder blades and pinching your shoulder blades together a little bit. Then when you go into the negative, which is the most important part of the exercise, is to really keep a nice tight core. That way you can control the weight on the way down, really feeling your lats engage as it's controlling that weight on the way back down to the end of the rep. So there are a couple things that you don't really want to do when doing the landmine row. The first thing is what we call ego lifting, and that's just using too much weight. And that means that when you go to get in a position, you're actually having to use more than just your arms, like your hips and your knees and your lower back, to jerk the weight up. We want to stay in a really nice controlled pattern here to make sure our lats are actually doing the work. The second thing that you don't want to do is have a really rounded lower back. Some rounding in your upper thoracic spine, that's okay per se, but we definitely don't want to have you to where you're in this position to where you have an extremely rounded upper and especially your lower back. So another thing to keep in mind when doing this exercise is if you are using the big plates is you want to make sure when you row it, you don't hit yourself in the face and you don't hit yourself between the legs with the barbell. So make sure when you get that stance, you're not too wide. Make sure you're about shoulder width, maybe just outside. And when you do the first rep, stand up slowly. Just don't stand up real fast to make sure you're in a proper position. So the first variation of the landmine row that we're gonna cover is the single arm landmine row. I really like this row because you can actually change your body position or the way you approach this exercise to target a little bit different areas of the back between your lats and then your upper back, which is gonna include your rhomboids, your traps, and your posterior delts. We'll go over the traditional exercise first, which is the single arm landmine row. You're gonna get into the same position that you do on a traditional T-bar row or landmine row in a slight hinge position to start. This is where you're gonna actually perform the exercise. We're gonna bend down all the way to grab the barbell, and we're gonna stand up, keeping this chest at roughly a 45-degree angle. We're gonna have our hand close to the end of the barbell here, just like we had the handle close to the end of the barbell on the landmine row. Now from here, we're gonna drive that elbow back and bring this toward our chest, squeezing and contracting our lat. And in a controlled manner, we're gonna lower it back down until you feel your lat stretch back out. Now, you can adjust your hip and your chest angle for this to slightly affect different muscles of the body. If I were to get sitting way back on my hips and pulled it more with the elbow flared like this, I'm gonna hit a little bit more of my upper back. Now, if I got into an angle where my legs are a little bit straighter, but maybe my chest is a little bit lower, I can actually target a little bit more of my lats, making sure to keep this elbow more tucked to the side, focusing more on that mid-lower back in your lat. All right, our third version of the landmine row that I'm gonna cover is called the landmine Meadows row, AKA your elbow out row. And this is gonna target a little bit more of your upper back, your rear delts, your rhomboids, and your mid and lower traps. What you're gonna do, again, is approach the bar in a nice even 50-50 weight distribution between your balls of your feet and your heels, and you're gonna simply hinge a little bit to get into position, roughly at a 45, maybe a 35-degree angle at your chest. Now, we're gonna keep soft knees. We're gonna approach and lift the bar. What we're gonna do is actually grab the barbell at the very end. So this is the thickest part of the barbell. So I do recommend using wrist straps for this. These are very cheap. You can find them at Walmart, on Amazon, all places, and it allows you to grip things that are maybe a little bit big, too big for your hand, or to pull more weight than maybe your grip can handle, because generally your lats and your back are stronger than your grip. So we're gonna wrap the wrap all the way around the end of the barbell. And I also like to use one hand on the knee here. And we're gonna get back into that starting position we started in, roughly about 35, 45 degrees to the chest, nice and soft knees. And this time we're gonna make sure and flare our elbow roughly at about 60 degrees out to our side, okay? This is gonna allow us to target more of those upper back muscles. You're gonna contract, and again, control it on the way down. Contract, and then control it on the way down. When approaching the Meadows row, there are a couple different ways you can put your foot placement. You can have your feet side by side. You can also go with the staggered stance, which might feel a little bit better for your stretch or your center of gravity. One thing that really does help though is either having your hand or maybe even an elbow on your knee here for a little bit of extra stability. So whatever stance you choose, definitely throw in that hand or that knee so you get a little extra stability, and you also can get a good contraction and a good stretch. Sometimes you don't feel focused and alert in the gym, and your workout can suffer as a result. New Alpha Brain pre-workout was designed specifically for athletes and gym goers and supports focus, power, and endurance. It's the ultimate way to charge up your mind and body. Use coupon code GETONNIT to get 10% off Alpha Brain pre-workout at onnit.com. Now let's get back to the video. Now I'm going to cover one of my personal favorites, the bench supported version of the Landmine row, specifically the Meadows row. There's a couple advantages that I really like about using a bench with the Landmine. So the big advantage of doing the bench supported Landmine row is that it's gonna give you a very stable base. This is gonna allow you to keep much more tension on the muscle you're working out. In this scenario, it's our upper back, our lats, our rear delts. And that is gonna allow you to lift heavier loads. We wanna lift heavier loads because it's gonna recruit more and more muscle fibers while you're training, which will lead to better muscle building. So another way to make this exercise even better is to add a resistance band to the barbell. The reason this is good is because it's gonna make your resistance curve where the weight is gonna get heavier as you row it closer to your body. This is ideal in a muscle building scenario. It's gonna allow you to recruit more and more muscle fibers. So for the resistance band adding to the barbell, it's quite simple. Make sure you grab a heavy enough dumbbell. You're probably gonna need at least 65, 75, 85, maybe even a 100-pound dumbbell, because these resistance bands are gonna pull it while you're actually doing the row. So you're gonna wrap the resistance band around the dumbbell a couple times to leave, I'd say, about a foot or 2 feet of ends hanging off. Then you're simply gonna put those 2 loops around the end of the barbell. Slide the dumbbell so it's a little bit further away, right underneath the actual barbell itself. And then you're gonna get into position. This way, when you row, it's actually gonna provide more resistance. It's gonna get harder as you get it closer to your body, helping you recruit more muscle fibers. All right, everyone, my name's Jonny Catanzano, IFBB Pro, and you can follow me on Instagram. My handle is below in the description. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this. And for our expert's guide on how to do the Landmine row, see the link in the description below.